What's up? What's up? What's up,
Hi, people?
What's happening? What's good?
Hello.
How far? You guys not hear from us last week. Shout outs to Twitter. We used Habibti.
Yeah.
I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm not sure there's a correct pronunciation.
No. I think.
But yeah, shout out to her. She was like, "Oh, you guys not
When are
publish
you going to drop?"
Yeah, so shout out to her. Thank you so much. We appreciate you guys.
Thank you. Antifari as well.
Yes. And everyone that reached out, like, how far, guy? What's up? Thank you guys
for
so
checking.
much.
We love you.
We love you. It's a cloudy. It's a cloudy Saturday afternoon here in Victoria Island.
Is it cloudy though?
It's cloudy in Awota. It's cloudy,
Okay,
man. Looks like it's gonna rain.
Perfect weather though.
Looks like it's gonna rain soon. But yeah, welcome to the Shrine Podcast. Welcome to the show,
Podcast.
guys. Today, what do we have on the menu today for them?
So welcome to the Shrine Podcast. My name is Jemima, co-host. Because you didn't introduce yourself, just say welcome to the Shrine Podcast.
Yeah.
So what do we have for them today?
Where I want to do for me, because you know, like I was thinking that like something, there's something else I should have done that I have not done, but
Yeah.
Sorry, you guys. My name is Akindare, co-host of the Shrine Podcast.
And you're very welcome
Yes, welcome to the show. So
to today's episode.
What
are we talking about today?
Okay. Today we want to talk about how recognizable Nigerian artists are outside Nigeria / Africa. There's been a lot of conversation in that regard. I also want to talk about women in the music industry. What's the future for women in music industry as well? Because typically all these Nigerian music conversations always tend to revolve around the men. The regular suspects and stuff like that. So we're going to start kind of like on a holistic level, like what's Nigerian music looking like on the international scene, Are we fooling ourselves? Is it really happening? What's the deal? And then kind of drill down from that into the women players and what that's all about. But
yep, it's going to be interesting. So stick with us.
Stay tuned.
Probably going to say a lot of ridiculous things.
You might
I said you are going to say a lot of ridiculous things because you usually say ridiculous things. Either you bring some analogy or some example that does not even work. But ridiculousness is coming.
Why are you obsessed? I just want to know why you're obsessed.
With what?
With hating on me. Like, see.
You know what?
Don't
you
hate
have
the
to
player, babe. Hate the game.
When you're hating on somebody, right? Like the person has to have what you need and you cannot get. Do you understand? Like that's why you probably hate on the person. But like you don't have anything that I want, so why would I be hating on you?
Well, first of all, I got this long dick that you don't have.
What the fuck? You are the king of ridiculous. You are the fucking king of ridiculous.
That shit took you out. Did you see that shit coming? Like, I just like, are you ready? Take it.
Fuck you.
Yeah. But real quick before we get into the thing of the day, how was your week?
My week was great. I'm loving this new phase.
Still living your best life at your new job. You guys.
Living my best life.
Anyways,
and learning a lot as well. So it's interesting. My week was good. It was pretty normal week. A few tasks were being ticked, and it was interesting. Other than that, it was just okay. I think my week was just revolving around work, and then I kept thinking about how we didn't record last week and how it was part of what formed my week. Like, oh God, there's nothing to put out this week. Like, there's nothing to.
There's nothing to go and pester people
No ginger. But it was a good thing that this week was the week when everybody were dragging the one, the pastor. And we recorded one episode where we talked about religion and all of that. So putting that out again, it was even interesting because we had recorded this episode before this saga. I think it was when somebody came, and then we recorded, and so it was interesting to be able to plug in that bit of our podcast this week since we didn't record anyways, and it was relevant to the conversation.
That's you guys, when you tell you guys that we are creating timeless content for your, what I'm saying, premium content. You get this type of content that people pay money for, but you get we did on our side. Again, we're always giving our good shit.
Yep.
Also, today we're supposed to have a guest on the show.
Yes.
But unfortunately, our guest fell ill. All our love to him. Get well soon, dude. So that people just know that it's a guy that's coming on next. Don't worry. We have women. We have women in the lineup. Because obviously, Jemima cannot be on this thing and will not have women.
Like, it cannot happen. What's that?
Yeah. So,
so how was your week?
my week was good. It was, normal. My week was actually like soft. Like it was soft as fuck. Because like by like Wednesday, I think I was pretty much done with all the major things I had to do. So I was just cruising. I was just cruising. I'm really cool. You get this life now one.
But like you were even triggered you were triggered all through this week because of the conversation.
Yeah, because of that shit, man. Because like you guys, again, let me say what I said on that episode that we're talking about. It's titled "Religious Nonsense." By the way, if you've not heard it yet, so make sure you go check it out. I said whatever it is that they said Biodun Fatoyinbo did.
He did that shit.
He did that fucking shit.
He did
that shit. Motherfucker did the whole shit. Now, I'm not one to like side with like the pastors because all of them, they're all the same or anything. But I watched a clip of Pastor Adeboye from last night where he was saying that if a woman accuses you of something,
they would believe the woman.
Nobody's going to believe you. They'll believe the woman. First of all, that is incorrect, but let's just leave it to the fact that he's old-fashioned or whatever. But the next part where he said, they will say, why you? Like if you try to explain, they'll say, like, why did she not pick any other man in this whole world? Why is it you that she's choosing to accuse? Which means that for those that are still, rape apologists or whatever, or, want to die on the altar of Biodun Fatoyinbo and all the other pastors doing this ridiculous shit, just know that at the end of the day, why is anybody, like why is Busola Dakolo, what exactly is the upside in this for Busola Dakolo?
Like,
do you understand?
she has everything to lose.
Exactly, and nothing to gain. So like,
it's not like he's going to give her money.
Exactly.
It's
so like think about it for a second, So yeah. So that was my week. It was cool, it was chill. I was pent up with all that stuff, all that church stuff is crazy.
It's crazy, I know.
It was also good to recirculate the religion episode.
So people know that, it's okay for you to hold your religious leaders accountable. Like, you're not God. You can seek God's face by yourself.
But that's not the point of today's conversation.
Yes.
Right? Sister Mary Magdalene.
I'm sorry, I got carried away. I just can't.
It's all good. I feel you. So, let's get into it. So Africa to the world.
Yeah.
African music is all over the place.
Yeah, but then when I hear Africa to the world, it rubs off on me somehow. Like, what does that even mean? Like, you're coming, because Africa is part of the world, yeah? So when people say Africa to the world, are you saying that the world is like a place where Africa should be looking up to, and then Africa is now getting to the... I don't really get that tag, Africa to the world.
I'm not sure I understand what you mean, but I feel like what you're alluding to is more along the lines of, it's just like if somebody come and say, Lagos to the rest of Nigeria.
So that means they recognize
Lagos
you.
Is different from the rest of, like, how things work here, the people, whatever, is different from the rest of the country, right? So it's like, in that context, it's like exporting Lagos culture, values, whatever, to the rest of Nigeria. So in the same spot, maybe Nigeria to Africa. So
Africa to the
world.
world.
Also, like, Africa's, talents, resources, like we are, showcasing
cultural heritage and stuff like that.
Yeah, like,
showcasing it to the world.
Yeah, to the world. I think that is the intended or ideal meaning.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's necessarily like where it's at now. I think like people are just, anybody can just wear dashikina, Africa to the world.
Yeah, because then you start to think about what makes you like, because we just mentioned like cultural heritage and all of that. So that means if you're not bringing that to the world, so what exactly are you doing? Like as an artist now, so how exactly can you say you're like from Africa and then you're projecting your Africanness to the world when like there's nothing African about what you're doing or what you're wearing or what you're singing?
Does
do you know
that
what I'm saying?
exist?
Yeah.
Can you give an example?
Let me see. So somebody like Wizkid now, right? He usually says Africa to the world, and then in recent time, his sound, like there's nothing African about his sound.
But no, there is now. I doesn't use pidgin. Doesn't speak Yoruba. That's
It
the
does, but
African
like
now.
that. Oh, that's the Africanness that is going to the world.
Kilo tu fe?
So why is that? Why is it such a big deal? Like, why do artists like the whole? Oh, I'm taking Africa
like
to the world.
like blowing in the US and things.
Because like, would people, if Wizkid walks into, I don't know, some place in the UK, whatever, would people recognize him? Would, like, how recognizable is he gonna be?
Okay, so the thing is, on one hand, there's this narrative that, like, you know, we have dope shit, right? Now, this is musically speaking, right? Like, we have talented musicians, artists, producers, whatever. And, you know, ideally, the rest of the world should know that and share or partake in that, right? Because Eminem is an American, right? Nicki Minaj, whoever, or any of these American stars, Drake, all of them, they're all from this place. And the reason why they're like, or they're all over the world in the light that, like, oh, you know, this person is talented, he can rap, or she can sing, or he can sing, or whatever, you know. So there's that, but that is not only a function of the artist's talent,
Okay.
right? It's also a function of their geography. You get their geography and the kind of economic systems that they are in. So, for example, the way somebody one Leo whatever can just arise in the US today, by next month, you know, they're jamming his songs in Nigeria and in clubs and whatever. That same way, ideally, somebody young whoever from Mushin should be able to also blow, and, like, you know, and then a few months later,
it's been heard.
Yeah, so
outside.
But that is not the case currently, because there's this historical context of, you know, Africa is a dark continent, you know, nothing good ever happens there. I don't know if you saw that New York Times advert. They put an ad for a Buru chief, like someone that's going to lead the operations in Kenya, I think, or East Africa.
No,
also.
I didn't see it.
Bro, they were basically saying, if you are ready to, like, write about all the bad shit, you are the one we want to hire. Ooh. Like, serious, like, don't worry, I'll show you later. So basically, there's that context of, like, you know, nothing good comes out of Africa, is this, is that, is that, and that is a narrative shaped by the West, right? So Africa to the world, that all these guys want to achieve, or that they're trying, all these things that they're trying to do, is basically like kind of rewrite or reposition that narrative, right? To say that, you know, the same way this person can be making music in this Atlanta in one place, and can blow in there and start going for tours in Europe, we should also be able to do the same thing in Africa. Now, where the disconnect is, and where I think the delusion is that America, Canada, Europe, all these places, they have a system.
Structure. Yeah,
there's structure. There's how, you know, royalties, all these things, marketing. There's the way all these things are done, you know, are established, quote unquote. You understand? But here, you know, you have Alaba, you have 150 Naira CDs, then you have shows. You get there, they have tours, they have merchandise, they have different aspects of the music business that they, like, go ham on, and, you know,
that makes them recognizable around the world. That makes them
recognizable, that, you know, further builds their brand, you know, all those things. But here, those systems don't exist. In fact, artists here typically don't eat off sales.
Yeah, because, like, once you release like this, somebody is already making a copy or whatever. You
understand? And apart from even that self, like, the people that are releasing it to, are they ready to pay $1.5 for Apple Music? Yeah. You understand? Like, I say, this is a very good opportunity to drag my sister, because now we show free. I'll be like, just subscribe. Now, how much is this thing? She'll say,
like,
no, when I can just download it. No. So, you know, so those things exist. So you can't just, like, abandon the infrastructure, the base, the things that need to be there, and then just go and start shouting. So that's why people like Joey Akan, you know, Shegun at Zikoko are always, like, pushing this narrative that, like, yes, you know, we are getting more and more recognized on the global front, right? People are not just, Africa is not just, you know, dismissible like that. You know, look at what guys like Wizkid, Davido, Burna Boy, all these guys, what they are doing abroad. Like, Burna Boy has been on, like, 2 or 3 tours, overseas tours, I think this year alone. You understand? So, like, they are making these moves, right? So, but you can't, like, that does not mean that
you can just go and say, yo, if like you've not, it's more like taking care of your own home, your own house before, and
going
also,
out
and putting yourself out there.
Yeah, and so because of that misconception that because I've won this award or I've performed in this XXX cities or I sold out one theater, these artists generally tend to think that everybody.
I'm known.
You saw the thing that other time now that somebody was angry that some American DJ did not know Wizkid. It's like. Bro, there are 400 fucking million people in the United States of America, man. Nobody, they don't even know themselves. Talk less of bloody fucking Ayo Balogun from Mojo. Like, do you understand? So,
but they've been like, I feel like there are different categories of artists who sort of have attained this Africa to the world status. So, like,
let's not. We've not achieved that status yet.
No, I
now
said like
still
going, like almost, like I mean,
it's in progress.
They're like different. Yeah, exactly. So like they are not there yet, but like they are grades. So this person is more there than the other person is. For instance, somebody like Wizkid or Davido is more there than maybe somebody like who do I use now? Kiss Daniel.
Yeah, fair enough.
And think about it, Kiss Daniel is known.
Yeah.
Like, It's really, like his sound is so good. He makes good music, everything. But he still probably would go to somewhere in Canada or whatever, and nobody's going to know who the fuck he is, except the Nigerians that are there. And then that's just like, oh, okay, Kiss Daniel. Blah,
it's
blah,
actually still, I mean, yes, there's levels to it. I agree with that. But even those are the supposedly highest levels are not, like, if you compare them with their foreign counterparts, like, they are not on the same level. Like, they did not born Wizkid to go and do that OVO jet thing that Drake just did. Do you understand? You get, like, do you know how much hustle Wizkid has to hustle for that shit? Do you get? So there's still that disparity. But yes, there are levels, and even some are not even like looking to go to the world. Some just want to dominate Africa. People like Yemi Alade, like Yemi Alade, like even currently right now, like Oma Omi is going on an East African tour, like she's just Kenya, Tanzania, just going to radio stations, boom, 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 boom.
They need to move outside of their bubble.
So they need to. So basically, the challenge for the Nigerian artists is, first of all, you have to blow in your area. So after you blow in your area, then you have to blow in Lagos.
In Lagos.
Maybe blow in Lagos, maybe you blow in Nigeria.
No, some people don't even blow in their area. They usually move from their area to Lagos. Like
Lagos to blow.
So like you will not blow in maybe Imo, but when you come to Lagos, you blow. But Lagos is like the baseline.
Yes. So then after that, they now start thinking about like international.
And before you even get to the international.
You get. And so what is happening is actually, like, if you think about it, if a new artist comes up in the US or in Europe or Canada or any of these places, the value chain that is going to make them known to somebody in Lekki is not the same that would make a Nigerian artist
known over there.
Because the reason why our music is known over there, for the most part, and a lot of people for some reason always seem to ignore this, is because Nigerians are everywhere, and we tend to take our shit with us. So you can imagine somebody's on a bus or in a cab or in their dormitory or whatever, and then they are jamming this music, and then maybe this person that is like maybe Asian or white or whatever, he's like, oh, cool. So that's the export. So if a Lil Wayne Corkscrew, for example, should appear in some place in the US now, right? And he makes one song, and what's going to happen is maybe like you to get to like a DJ in a club or a strip club or something, or a radio station DJ or something, and then from there it travels, right? And travels, and then people start to bump it in their car, start to add it to their playlist, then it starts to get a bit popular, and then Apple Music will add it on this new school mix or something. They'll put it on one playlist, blah, blah. You get. So there are those mechanisms that operate in that context, and then, but for the Nigerian context, right? Like ain't nobody gonna. Do you get?
First of all, you even have to be signed on a good label for you to even begin to think about putting your sound out there. We do now. We have more hits.
Outside of
oh my God, did I just say more hits? We have.
This is how you know people.
Are you mad? That's God now. Is this what they call God in Yoruba?
Well,
we have Maven, we have
Chalk City.
We have what's that Obi Franklin's one? Triple
That's
MG.
not the thing. Who is the Triple MG artist that we have?
Techno is still there now, and
Which
Celebabo.
you did not read Joey's article. Techno has left, to be frankly now. I've forgotten what they said. Helped with his contract or something, whatever.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, Triple MG is there.
Yeah, but they're like a few now.
Ooh.
I'm trying to remember. I can't remember right
In
now.
the US, when you name record labels, right? You name Epic, Def Jam, Universal, Sony.
Okay.
Then plenty. She understand now. Those ones now. These ones I'm mentioning now. They are the like big daddies.
The high ones, yeah.
You get. So now, if for example, again, this thing about the mechanics, right? If you know, Lil J, you're assigned to, let's say, Universal Records, right? And you blow whatever you like, maybe like you're in year 6 of your career or year 3 or something. It gets to a point where you can go and meet your label, go to Universal Music and say, you guys are far. I want to start my own imprint.
This is what I want to do. Okay.
Right? So I want to start Lil J Records. I want to sign artists, A&R, give them, put a budget behind them, all that shit. Do you understand? So what happens is now you now start having things like Maybach Music, Recross. You start having things like Dream Chasers, McMill. You start having, you get, even Shady Aftermath, that's responsible for 50 Cent and all these other guys, is like an Interscope Records, like is under Interscope Records. And Interscope Records is under another. Do you get?
Yeah.
So
that kind of system works for them.
So they can, you get, I think the people
they
that
can break out. Basically.
They can break out and they can also cultivate new talent. You understand? Like people like Remy Ma was a Jaru artist. Was a Fat Joe artist under Fat Joe's label, which was under Fat Joe. So Fat Joe had a label that was under his own label. Do you get? Now sometimes these labels tend to like break out and become independent, but the point is that like they're able to grow talent.
Yeah. There's a chain.
There's a chain. You get, in Nigeria, the people that I think are doing reasonably well is people like Don Jazzy, with Mavin and Mohit. Because like just think about the talent roster in that bitch, man. Fuck. Shout out to Don Jazzy, freaking legend. There needs to be a Don Jazzy statue somewhere in Lagos.
I know, right?
Like, or in Nigeria.
There even needs to be a documentary like on just his life.
It's crazy.
And his business.
You get. And then there's also Chalk City. Chalk City have tried. They have a huge roster. They've pushed a bunch of people. And then Olamide. Olamide has been brilliant. Think about how many people, his brother, Any Money, Young John, that was even a producer, Cash.
But New Cash, what's he doing now?
I don't know.
No, but the thing is that, like, for those people who, like, for Olamide now, I don't know that the people who have broken out of him have been, in quote, successful in that, like, that progression. So, I mean, we can say that for Don Jazzy because, there's, what's this guy's name? Corey Below.
Ricardo
Banks, Siwa Savage has gone to this. But like for Olamide, I don't really follow Olamide's label or his life. So maybe you can help me out. So people who are broken out of, like, what do they do? Are they still...
I know that Kesh is going on, I think, UK tour sometime this year. But again, that is not necessarily Olamide's fault. The guy has a template. He'll give you 2-year contract. At the end of that 2 years, if you never blow, Sibombo, safe journey. You get. So that's his like templates. So for 2 years, he'll push you everything, whatever.
Just do what he wants you to do.
So I think that's what happened with that Victor guy.
Right.
You get, because it was in the same set with Kesh and them now. So, so again, that is not necessarily like on Olami, because you can, if you give somebody the platform and everything, and then they get to this level, it's up to them to now take it from there to another level. So ideally, what should be happening is when Lukesh left YBNL and formed Kilongpe, Yagi Records. He should have also done the same thing Olamide did, brought some people under him. But then, for that to happen, Lukesh himself will need to have sense.
Yes.
Which he does not have. You get?
He needs to be well-grounded and successful and like be able to do the work.
Yes, he needs to have the business acumen. He needs to be able to identify talent. He needs to know like how to move, have a good network, all these things. All these guys don't care about all that shit, man. You get? All they want to just do is just find the next banger, do shows,
make some money.
You get? So
smoke some weed.
You get? So at the end of the day, this whole Africa to the world thing right now, the way we are talking about it is just, it's still an illusion.
We're not close.
Like you cannot just walk. Like until you can walk into any random shop and say, do you know Drake? Or do you know Michael Jackson? Or do you know this person? And they'll say yes. And you can do the same and walk into any shop in the US or in Europe or in Canada and say, do you know Davido? Do you know Kiss Daniel? Do you know Fireboy DMM? Do you know or don't see the tractor?
Fuck off.
I'm sorry, like, as I wanted to say the engine, it just came to my head. I had to drop it. So, yeah, you know.
But then again, like you said, it's not all of them that wants to go to the world chart. Some of them just want to blow. Some of them even just want to blow in their own genre.
Yeah.
Like the Ote people now.
Yeah.
The Budge, their Dipota, they're still in their Pamoy music. All those they're still in their own.
And they're like kind of like good. I don't know if they are good with it, but like to not speak on their behalf. But you know, it seems like they know what they are doing and like
they want to be.
They are fine with the like long game
space.
And like just, you know, in their own space, in their own niche. So, you know, that's cool. Another aspect, another way that people don't think about it, don't look at it, is that see all these cultures, America, US, like 400 years ago, how many years ago they gonna carry on go do slavery? All the artwork, they don't come carry everything they show for their museum. All the natural resources, now them they carry everything. Now then they run all the scam, all the everything. Like they've been taking us for idiot for years, for centuries. You get so don't just think that because you know Swiss Beat is listening to Wizkid's song. Oh my God, like he may not have the intention of like fucking us over with that shit, but anybody else could. It could be his producer, somebody, an engineer in his studio, one of his guys that I told about it, whatever. The idea is that at the end of the day, these cultures that we so want to impress and
be like
emulate and whatever, they have like dark sides, well documented dark sides. So we also need to we need to do this thing in a way that so you guys can maybe come and set up labels here and like maybe help us with our structure or whatever, but like our shit is dope and it's ours. Shit gets don't like people. That's which year was
Before
that?
you go on, I feel like this episode is just you.
Yeah, I don't
like
know.
You've been talking for the longest time.
That your mouth.
No, but you're talking. I can't interrupt you. That would be rude.
Well, sorry for you.
Like you just been talking. I'm sure people will be like, "Is Jemima even in this episode at all?" You guys, like, I don't understand.
Okay, so should I shut up?
No, keep going. Music to my ears.
Oh shit. Okay.
Keep going.
So I mean, just at the end of the day, that's just it, man. Like, don't just we are not close. Again, there's a shit ton of work that needs to go into Nigeria. So I guess we'll get there. But despite the fact, like, regardless of how far behind we are, I'm still happy that like the things that are happening. Like, for example, especially when it comes to women, right? All those things that are happening. Like, I personally think Yemi Alade is a great singer, but I think she's a horrible songwriter. Like, lyrics-wise, trash.
Yeah.
Like, voice, dance, banging body, good. Image, stage, everything. Stage she's good. And it seems like she has her business right as well. But lyrics.
But how many people listen to good lyrics? If we're being honest.
People. I mean, people. I don't understand. Like people do now.
I know, but like in Nigeria, like just generally, like people would take a beat, like a good beat. For instance, Naira Marley's song.
I don't know that you want to get into that conversation right
now.
No.
I'm just saying that because you said that she's not a great songwriter, right? And I'm like, even if she's writing trash lyrics and she's still making the music that people like, so what?
Don't get me wrong, I don't hate it. Do you understand? Like, do you? I may not listen to the song, but it does not mean that like, I don't acknowledge that you're doing cool shit. Good. Do you understand? But like, for example, someone like Brimo, like Brimo still writes meaningful songs.
But like that's Brimo now.
Cool songs. So, like the god of it.
That's Brimo now. Do you know who the fuck Brimo is?
I mean, like you can.
And he does not care about like acceptance, so to speak. A lot of these people care about acceptance, so they just fall into the trap of let me not write let me just yeah, and just put on dope beats. People will jam it.
I mean, it's
They will jam to
fine. Like, at the end of the day, do you understand? Like, it's fine. Like, for example, now, just as a matter of
And then again, I
principle.
feel like because you said this Yemi Alade issue, I feel like people usually would talk about a female artist's trash lyrics than they would talk about a male's. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like nobody.
Oh no,
would
they
talk-
all have trash lyrics. All of them.
Yeah, but then
Oh,
I feel like
shit.
people will just be like, oh, Yemi Alade cannot sing, cannot write songs, or what does this person say? But they will not. If it's Naira Marley, obviously Naira Marley is singing rubbish. Even Whiskey, like I'm a Whiskey fan girl, but Whiskey has been singing rubbish in recent years, right? And the lyrics are bad.
Totori me one time.
Don't. Oh, that's
Ah,
That's
fan
what.
girl, you have failed. They will remove you from the Facebook group.
Like, what is that? Do you understand? But people will not, like, they're just like, oh, jam, let me jam to it, and then they'll play it in the club, whatever. But, like, somebody like Yemi Alade can have almost the same kind of song, but they will not jam it. I mean, I'm just going into the next thing that we're talking about.
Yeah, I kind of see. Yeah, I see what you mean. What you mean. Yeah, well, first of all, so it's a function of a function of a function, right? First of all, Nigeria is a patriarchal society.
Yeah.
Women are marginalized, oppressed, etc. So therefore, anything that operates in that system would naturally fall under the purview of that system. So if Nigeria is patriarchal, so its music industry is naturally going to be male dominated, lean more towards male artists, blah 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 blah. Sure you get. So I think on a general level, women kind of take more, and it's not even just Nigeria itself, like just over the world, generally. Like even in the US and all these markets and all these places that we so
women
want
have to work
eliminate.
2 times.
Do you understand? A few years back, one of the places I was working before, we were having a conversation, and my boss at the time, like, he's like a very, industry
Well-versed in the
knowledgeable,
industry.
OG
Yeah,
guy.
music industry.
So, we were just talking about how, like, women, female artists and stuff, and he was talking about how, like, in Nigeria, if somebody has money now and they sign a guy, right? So maybe they'll buy him a few chains,
give him one
clothes,
car.
maybe clothing allowance, give him one car, put in one nice apartment, and then just be funding how we
His
go for
lifestyle.
shows, all those things, public appearances and shit. But if it's a woman, it's there are different kind of costs that come with that. There'll be hair, there'll be makeup, and male versus female things are priced differently, all those things. And then there's also the thing of, like, there's this perception that, like, just women are supposedly harder to work with, like from just a person to person standpoint, right? Which I don't necessarily think is true, because
I think the problem with that,
anybody
the
can
reason
be
why they
difficult
say
to
that
work
is
with.
because they usually want to write those women, and those women would not want to be written.
There's
so they
also
just
that
feel
too,
like,
because
you know what?
Yeah.
Because to them, they'll feel like I should be able to tell a woman this is what you should do. Yeah. Even though in their head they might not be doing it consciously, but because of the society and what they already know how to do, they just dismiss or just say things, and then the woman will not want to take it, and they'll feel like, oh, then they begin to say this person is not easy to work with, this person is very hard to work with, simply because the person is not dancing to their tune. But they would not say that about a guy.
Yeah, definitely. When it comes to guys, most likely the only thing that's going to cause problem is money. Maybe they give the person 50%, for now saying 160%, while I'll conde.
Exactly.
So,
let's not even go into how they get underpaid. So remember at the Bodex event where DJ Rambo was talking about the fact that one of the things that she has, like, enjoyed, so to speak, in this industry as a female DJ is that they usually say, oh, okay, this is the amount collectively that we should collect. So that if somebody comes to ask her that, I want you to DJ for me, and then she says it's 300K, and the person is feeling like, oh, why would I pay you 300K?
Like, why I pay a woman?
Then he goes to meet a guy, and then that one says 300K.
Yeah.
Then you're forced to come back and say, oh, okay, I can pay you that amount, because there's been a collective what's the word I'm looking for now?
Buru buru.
There's been a collective agreement, like, to charge that amount of money. Yeah.
But I mean, DJ Nana was also on that panel, and she had a very different experience.
Yeah.
Like, Lambo, you're so lucky.
I know, right?
Like,
so that was interesting.
She sounded like she has gone through it.
She has gone through it.
Like, God damn it.
Even her expression, she's like, even when DJ Lambo was talking about, she's like, in this same industry,
Yeah,
this same one that
like-
both of us are in.
Yeah, that's another thing again. That like even like the industry within the industry itself, like there are cracks. You know, labels are angry with radio stations and media houses, and celebrities are angry with this person and all these things. So
They blacklisted
there's no
this person.
you get so there's not necessarily like even harmony like within the patriarchal Nigerian music industry, much less to now start talking about harmony between women in that space.
But I feel like it has changed though. So in past years, like people like Sasha, all those people, right?
Yeah.
How
Shout out to
like if
Sasha.
you look at it now, if you look at the
Sasha
progression,
P.
yes, Sasha P. If you look at the progression and what's that? Is it Kemi Abi something? One of those, all those rappers, those female artists, anyways. Like if you look at the progression between then I feel like they
Now
struggled.
we don't even have female rappers anymore.
No, I'm not even talking about the rapping part. I feel like they struggled a lot more to, put themselves out
hell
there
yeah.
than women now.
Hell
and it's
yeah.
still bad though. Like so,
Yeah.
imagine, think about how bad it was then. Like
Yo,
Sasha P would have to have done a
Yo.
lot, like proven herself, slept in the studio,
Guy.
done a lot of things just to, feel like, oh, okay, I'm also a rapper. Like it's something like a female or a male rapper. Like, a rapper is a rapper.
yeah. Unlike the US where like every other day a new female rapper or
It's just
singer
springing
is just
up.
popping up, but like yo, like Nigeria, like I'm struggling so hard right now to think of one female rapper that's like mainstream, and I can't come
Right
up
now.
with. I can't even come up with very many rappers, period, that are mainstream, much less. But like
But even general artists or singer, I don't think that then itself people would want to think about listening to songs that a female has written. And then even though they want to listen, it's probably because she's sexy. Or like they look at the physique.
There's also that aspect of the consumer side, like in Nigeria, right? Typically, anything that involves women is usually hypersexualized.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Disgusting.
on one hand, like you should be like Nicki Minaj and Lil Kim and them, but on the other hand, it's also a conservative society, so it's kind
So
of
you
like
cannot
a catch-22.
exactly.
It's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So it's like So
What do I do in between?
get-
Do I just do it anyways?
yeah, and people generally just don't take like women seriously in anything, like almost anything, which makes no sense. So shout outs to those OGs like BOUQUI, Sasha P, rest in peace Goldie,
Paved the way.
Queen, what's the name of that woman that sang this song? What's the song? So anyways,
What's
I
the
can't remember the song and the singer of the song. But yeah, shout out to all those old people.
Yeah,
the
because they've
Onyeka
been-
Onwenus, the what's the name of this woman that sang Sweet Mother?
I don't know her
I
name.
forget her name right now. But yeah, all those people like can you imagine what Onyeka Onwenu must have like, what
I used to
her
listen to a song.
career must have been like that time that you had to like recording was not easy as it is now.
You have
There's
to,
no
like,
social media, no
struggle.
internet, no nothing of that sort. So shout out to those people. They've paved the way for the women of today to be able to do the things that they're able to do.
That they're able to
And I just hope that as we are progressing and evolving, we keep pushing forward, even no matter how little the increment is, and getting to the point where women are
People,
considered
yes.
par for the course, with their like male counterparts. Kind
Like
of
you
like
should
how,
be choking them when there's a gathering and they're not.
do you
there's
understand?
No
And there's no
balance.
women. You get
Like there has to be a balance.
you get like shout outs to Tiwa, Mommy Jam Jam. If
I know, right?
like Mommy Jam Jam is my ideal sugar mom. Let me just put it there right
Okay.
now.
But like I feel like she like there were times where she has talked about how she said she's not a feminist, right? It's fine, like it's okay, but she has talked about how as a female this is how you should be and this is how you should not be. But then when she now eventually saw the consequences of patriarchy in the music industry, then she now came back and said, oh, as a woman you have to work twice as hard, even though you're doing something that then
Yeah.
she's like I feel like at a point she was blind to the fact that this thing was happening,
Yeah.
But when they showed that Pepe,
Yeah.
then she now saw that, oh, okay,
Definitely.
this is actually really true. Like you now have to work and work and work for you to actually show that, oh, I can do this thing. When like another
Like,
person, like
one-
a guy, he's just doing it as
Once
if it's
Latin
like,
from Agege, we just come and just kapach marry Chupaco. Everybody.
you probably have to
using
train
their
your
shit.
voice, do vocals, a lot of things. That like, just put in the work so that people can recognize you.
Yeah,
But,
yeah,
yeah.
and she's doing it like on a like she's been consistent. Like people tend to forget that Tiwa is not a new artist, though.
Yeah.
Tiwa's
That's been doing this shit since.
yo, Tiwa did back up for Mary J. Blige and Fantasia, and then people like she
has been doing it.
She has a Grammy nominated song that she wrote. Like she's not all these people's mate though, but she has managed to remain consistent and like maintain the pace with all the guys. Because like when you're talking Whiskey, Davido, a lot of times all those shows,
you tend to put your name in it.
You tend to see Tiwa there, you know, Tiwa, Yemi Alade. Now I think now Simi as well. Simi too is, you know, coming into our own.
She's alright.
What was that? What was that?
She's alright now.
But yeah, shout out to women in the music industry. Shall we keep hoping that, you know, things will change and things will move forward.
Yeah, I love y'all
for the future. We love all of y'all.
Keep doing you.
I understand when I think you've heard that skit on Simi's Charlie Champagne album.
Which one?
When she was saying
the artist.
Yeah, the artist is Kenny. I think that skit is Wala Lucrez. I think that skit is very like is basically the ideal like reference or whatever for Nigerian music as a whole. Because on one hand, a lot of these people like Jesse Jaggs, right? Like they have and Brimo and them like some people have things that like they want to create and how they want to approach their like creativity, right?
And
but the market does not allow them, right? So and they don't have the boldness or the courage or whatever to like or they cannot even just be bothered, right? So they just acclimatize to whatever it is the market wants, right? Which is Tungba. So they're not just those few people. So I understand like both sides of the point, like you know.
And I mean, it's okay for you to not to say, oh, okay, I cannot. Let me change my tune. Let me just go with what the world wants because at the end of the day, they are your consumers, right?
Yep.
And then it's also okay for you to say, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to do it. There will be people who love me. It's like Bears. Yeah. Bears' followers, like people who love Bears. They're like
it's a very niche. Yeah, and it's like
he's going to charge fucking 10K for his show, and then these people and people will turn up. So it's like cult. It's like I don't want to break out of what I want to do to please what the world wants. Let me just do me as an artist and put good music out there. I feel like that's really good. And then if you want to also succumb to the world, that's also okay for you.
Fine. You know what I just thought about? You know how like in tech, you have all these something fund or like somebody's doing sponsoring women to take nano degrees or somebody's hiring a female intern team or whatever, like you know all those like or there even like investment funds dedicated to like just women-led businesses, all those kind of things. I think in the music space there need to be things like that are dedicated to just like the women side, like just women, female like programs, you know, radio stations, all these people like they need to be doing something that that's specific.
That tailored to specific.
Yeah, because it's crazy how underrepresented women are like in music, like in Nigerian music, it's insane,
and they're so good.
Yeah, like. You know, there was the other thing about Waje and, you know, shout out to all the women, you know.
Putting in the work, training, singing, doing what you know how to do.
Any upcoming female artist that, you know, listens to this podcast and maybe you want to come on or something, send us an email, theshrinepodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that's our thing. That's all we have to talk about for today.
Yeah, right? Even though you did much of the talking, I feel like I'm going to tell our producer to just remove me.
Go on.
And like let it just be you, so that
but
it's
it kind
like,
of makes sense,
so you spoke today. What makes sense?
But it makes sense that I spoke more because like if I'm being honest, between the both of us, I'm more of the music person. I'm the one that knows all the intro to the backstories, this, the that. You get you don't really have the range. You understand?
Shit.
Payback's a bitch.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yes, bitch. You didn't see that one coming, right?
This is what you want to do.
So last night we went for something. We went for you guys. They tried to sell beer, 2,500 naira for me.
You're just broke. It's because you're broke. If you're not broke, you probably would have bought it. Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, I just don't see the point why I should buy.
I'm going to throw shade at the beer company, Tiger Beer. You people do not know how to do business.
No, but I don't think they were like.
Oh, like the club, yeah.
I think it's the club that kind of.
Yeah, like but then partnership now. It's like that Bodex event or any Bodex or any events that Budweiser is in it. Like you have to like the prices are like reduced
Yeah.
so that you can buy and
Yeah.
buy and buy, and like it's just common sense.
And this is after we paid 2K to enter inside the thing.
Like it's just common sense. It's just common sense. You cannot.
The timer just started screaming, man. What the fuck?
But you
Alright.
said it now.
All right. So,
Anyways, yeah.
So the thing was, so it was a house EDM.
Yeah. Element House.
Yep. At Spice Route.
Yeah.
Shout outs to the gang that we went there together.
It was lit. Fejiro,
Okay, we can call people's because I know I call people's names.
Bolanle, Faisal.
Faisal, all
else?
the guys, Toby, all those
Yeah,
guys. Man,
Toby.
shout out to everyone that came out.
David.
It was fun. They made it fun for me because
This one you couldn't get. I said, can you not feeling this music? Like,
Yes. So I realized that you see that EDM shit. It's not my calling. You get? I need to be body. You understand? I need to.
I so love it because when you're drunk, like the beat, the sound is just hitting you different. Like you're just. I wish I had hair. Like I'll just be flipping my hair. You know the way if it was flipping our hair.
I feel like, yeah, I get that, but I just feel like I guess it's like the repetitiveness. of
That's what
it.
makes it good.
No, but like it's
just
like.
Then you move to another one. Then it's
But like that, that's
For
going to be like 20 minutes. Why?
That's the soul of it all. That's the soul of it
I
all.
don't get that vibe, Jerry.
That's the soul of
You
it
guys,
all.
EDM is not for me, so don't call me for any EDM events.
Oh wow. Okay.
But you can call Jemima Masha,
Yeah, call me. I'll be there.
Even
Just
though she
ensure
can't
that there's
dance.
plenty of call.
even though she can't dance.
I can't dance.
No,
I cannot dance.
let me tell you. See, you guys.
You know what?
You guys.
I'm going to make a video.
Yes, put it
I'm
on
going to
social media.
dance,
Yes,
and
please.
I'm going to post it.
Yes, do the.
I am going to post
It's best that you must do the one that always make you look like a grasshopper. That's the one.
it. Fuck you.
All right. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you for listening.
We love y'all. Keep supporting the show.
Yeah.
Remember that you can follow us on Twitter at The Shrine Pod or on Instagram at theshrine.pod, or you can send us an email, whatever you think we should talk about. You know, give us topic
Shrine
ideas. You guys are not engaging. You know, understanding. Like, talk to us. Like, talk. Let's conversate. All right, people.
Conversate.
Yeah, let's
Out.
conversate. Yeah. Hack. But yeah. Shout out to you guys for listening. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for listening.
We'll see you guys next
Again.
episode. We love you.
We
Peace
love you.
out.
Adios.